Let's do an anhyzer shot. Well, today, 3-disc bag. Instead of talking so much about how to best choose discs based on arm speed and so forth, today I'm sharing with you how I play on the course, what discs I actually use and why. And a little less thinking, but we're gonna have some fun. Man, that first drive was great. Lately, I've been really loving this Crystal Flex Zone as both my throwing putter, well, actually, as my putter and approach disc. Even though Zone's not a typical putter, we'll take it. There's a birdie. So for today, I'm just going to be working with my favorite 3 trusted discs for now. Those are tried and true MVP Trail, Neutron Trail, my putter and approach disc, Discraft Zone. It's this Crystal Flex kind of flexible one. And then for my Overstable driver, we got the Firebird. So these 3 discs, if I use them, I just feel like I've got everything covered that I need. And the truth is, most of the time, the Trail is the one I'm going to pick up. This particular hole, we've got the basket back tucked around the corner there a little bit. We do kind of have a tree in the way. You could say make a choice to use the Firebird, but I'm going to use the Trail because I trust it. I'm going to give it a little bit of hyzer so that it goes out around and curves back to the left. So we'll just do kind of a nice little walk up and see how this goes. A little more hyzer than necessary probably, but went right around that corner, and I knew it would. So it's nice to throw a disc you trust and that you kind of know what to expect from it. Didn't really give myself the easiest putt here. We'll go ahead and grab our current favorite, the Zone, which is amazing for approach and works great for putt too. Nothing I throw at this distance, putter-wise, is all that likely to go in though. Yeah, we'll just stick it over there. A nice tap in. I'll just hurry and do that. And there we go. For February 5th, I certainly can't complain about this weather. Today's going to be 55 degrees. This park is normally full of snow right now, and it's normally very cold, but no coat on. It's really amazing, so got to take advantage. This hole I've been using a lot lately for throwing distance because it's my favorite, more flat ground location. We're going to go with Trail once again and see how it feels. I think I'll put this on a little hyzer again just to maintain some control. Nice, easy, little, yeah, we're hyzering past it a good bit, but that's okay. Not bad. I'm really liking using the Zone for approach and putt. Let's see here. Just get it right on over there. And it generally sticks its landing quite nicely. Like, I don't generally have to worry about that Zone bouncing away. Enjoying the round. We'll take it. So on this course that I'm playing right now today, I pretty much only need 2 discs most of the time, with the exception of 1, maybe 2 holes where that Firebird style disc comes in handy. But with the right shot, the right technique, I don't need it even for those 2 holes. But that's the question. Do I trust I'm going to get that right technique? Or should I go with the Firebird because it's just going to curve as expected without having to mess with it? We're into the wind a little bit. We're going to still go with trail. We're going to keep this to the right of the basket toward one of those trees, hopefully, and see if we can get a decent flat, slightly stable flight. All right, let's get that thing at that tree. Well, that'll work. A little more hyzer than intended. Nearly aced it. You know, I'll take that. That trail, it knows what it needs to happen more than I do sometimes. Some ducks here in the water hazard. Fun times. Beautiful day. Oh! Gosh dang it. That was into the wind a little bit, so the disc definitely caught the wind a little bit there. That's what I intended to do. That is not the disc's fault by any means. That is on me. You know, choosing a ideal trusted disc doesn't mean I can trust myself every shot. So what do you think? Let's try the trail. With this bag, it's mostly trail and zone all day long. Okay, we're trying for flat. Slight hyzer. That wasn't bad. I keep slight hyzering everything here, but having a disc fade rather than turn is preferred for me. I'd much rather it fade because I feel like that's more controllable. But that was actually really good for me on this hole. Oop. Little bit too conservative on that one. Nothing groundbreaking or amazing here going on with putting. Ooh, that almost came out. So this next hole is about 200 feet. It's quite short, and it's a nice radius curve to the left. So basket right back in there. Naturally, you'd think this would call for a zone or a Firebird, but I just have more consistent results on this with a pretty major hyzer angle on the trail. So let's do that. Keep the bag on this time. Okay, disc. We're back over there. All right. And it just glides on over there. Nice and close to the basket every time. What I like about that is it stays in the air longer than those overstable discs will with the same throw. So they're more likely just to go up and straight back down, while this one pans over there. Great job, trail, for the overstable throw. There's a birdie. We'll take that. Basically right there. That's the basket. So this one, we got to curve around the corner here, go around the trees. It is, yes, time to use the Firebird and hope for the best here. All right, Firebird. Let's just do a nice, just like that. A little too hyzery. Not bad though, not bad at all. That one provided me a reliable fade. If I do the same throw on the trail, it does flatten out a lot with forehand, and it's not as likely to, it's just not as likely to end up curving back around. Get in there. Oh, just barely gliding it over. we'll take it. This hole is a forehand hole. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Firebird again because I found on this hole that the trail just straightens out and goes too far. Unless I give it enough height and a little hyzer angle, but I trust myself more with the Firebird. So we're gonna try this. It's only about a 240-foot hole. All right, goal with this throw, forehand flat. That's my goal. See if we can just throw it straight ahead and it'll curve gently over towards the basket. Oh, slipped, and we're definitely curving. The tree helped me out. Thank you, tree. That slip on the pine needles didn't really help. But the disc didn't straighten out, did it? And I knew the Firebird would do that, so that's why I threw it. Wasn't my perfect execution by any means, but we got something like what we were after. Okay, so I left myself a pretty actual real approach here. Not as much of a putt as I'd hoped. It's not horrible though. This is doable, especially with this zone. We're just gonna drop it in there. Oh! All right, last throw for par. We got it. So, overall good round. I never feel like it's quite reasonable to count score when I'm filming myself because I just tend to not do as well. But that was great. I feel like I got what I wanted out of all three of these discs, and enjoy always carrying them in this Nutsac OG disc golf bag. Funny name, but that's the brand. Especially if you're only carrying 3 discs. That's all you really need. What discs do you guys trust? Let me know what you guys trust the most. And if you guys were to go with a 3-disc bag, what would it look like? Thanks so much for watching, and thanks for joining me on this round. We'll see you next time.